If you are sick of not being able to score goals on FC24, try applying these 3 tips to find the back of the net more. You tell me, this is me that's playing this game right now. You're coaching me. What do you not like about this? So what I want you to pay attention to here is that you've done the hard part, right? You passed the midfield, right? That almost in itself is... You've got past like the 1 boss. We're now up to the 2nd boss, and then the goalkeeper's the 3rd boss, right? That you've beaten 1 boss. We've done a bit of the hard work. Well done. And now we're going to throw it all away by trying to drill this into Ham when obviously the defender's there. But the reason why I'm highlighting the midfield is you look at this defender right now, the opposition. He has runners that he has to keep an eye on, Ham and Messi. And he's also very aware that Kevin De Bruyne has the ball at his feet, right? So if you... left stick dribble here and just walk forward slightly. You can't sprint. You don't have a window to sprint. If you take 1 big touch for sprint, bang, he clamps it, he tackles the ball, you lose the attack. If you just dribble and you trigger this run with LB as you turn in here, you're pointing your left stick. She's just running, no. So if you watch this back, you don't press LB anywhere here. I would want you to trigger it. So I always like people to get into the habit of triggering runs with LB. They run in a straight line, but purely because basically what you're saying then to Ham is, I want you to Forrest Gump and just go and run into this 18-yard box. What it's going to do is it's going to make this opponent have a decision. Does he want to track with that through ball? Does he want to let it go, or does he want to go to the ball holder? Yeah, she could do absolutely anything, because what you're then just relying it down to is how EA have coded this game, and Ham's interactions in terms of her attacking attributes, her movement, her positioning, her willingness to get into the box and so on, her intelligence, blah blah blah. What is when you tap LB, you're basically saying, screw what EA have said they want Ham to do. I'm telling her to run in a straight line. It doesn't matter whether this is Ham or whether this is some bronze striker who's 42 rated. You tapping LB tells her, get in the box, make a run. And that's so crucial, because now with Kevin De Bruyne, you can just dribble and you can wait to see what he does. One of the things that I push a lot in the attack is let the opponent make the decision for you. So sometimes you need to play, I'm sure you've probably heard of it, when they say in sales, when you've pitched your proposal and it's whoever speaks first loses. So I used to sell cars. That was something that I was told and adopted. And it was, you go, right, do we have a deal? And then you just shut your mouth. Right now, all you're doing is shutting your mouth, being quiet, and you're waiting. And that waiting, what you're waiting for is, what's he going to do? If he's going to track this run, then you can carry on going, and then you might look for that pass into Messi. You might look to lay it off and do whatever. But if he steps, and this is the big thing, if he steps on Kevin De Bruyne, you've triggered that run, bang, you go over the top in behind. And do you know what? The reverse is when we're defending, what I say. You don't make the decision first. You react to what's happening. You let the opponent make the decision for you. And what that means is that you are putting over all pressure to the opponent. And do you know what people do when they have to make the decision? They panic. They don't know. They don't have that ability to go, okay, this is how I'm going to craft this scenario and do X, Y, Z. So just that little bit of patience in here to go, great, I've beat the 1 boss. I'm now up against the 2nd boss. Is that 2nd boss going to bite? Is he going to take the bait? And I'm then going to go in behind. And then if you go in behind, Ham's got power shot plus. I've then got to beat the 3rd boss, which is the goalkeeper. And can we do that? And this isn't as, cookie cutter as what I'm saying right now. He might just track this and you might have to just keep running. And then you've got to get creative. And then, we might look for a 1-2 with Messi. You might lay it back and so on. Like, that opens up something completely different. But you've got into a great position and then just gone, okay, I'll drill this into the middle, which, he's there. He's already done it. If you want to book your own coaching session on FC24, head on over to my website, AlexBeeOfficial.com, and take a look at the packages. I don't mind you passing it in. Like, fundamentally, it is fine if you pass it into here and then you look for a quick step over, a little skill, a little fake shot, whatever it may be. But I also would love to just see you go for a finesse for Messi. Like, his finesses are outrageous. It also opens up a bit of an invitation to the opponent to say, you are not allowed to give Messi this space again, because that finesse is so dangerous, right? So the finesses are going to be much easier than the Travellas because they're not as, delicate with regards to where your chest is facing like it is on the Travellas, like we discussed in the last session. Basically, to do a finesse, you would argue you want to be anywhere in that sort of angle, so almost directly 90 degrees to the goal is fine, because then you're just going to go for that whippy. If you take one little touch here and then go for it. That's perfect. Actually, use the 18-yard box as a pretty decent thing. If you're parallel to that, that's fine. That's kind of where we're looking to be to go for that finesse. Now, you can be a little bit more on a diagonal, so you can just be facing that way anyway. But that parallel is almost the furthest we would want to go. Like right now, you see how you're slightly facing there? That would be a little bit too much. So one little touch on the inside, and then bang, we look for that finesse. Yeah. So almost the same as the Trivela in this one, that I'm quite, you know, facing my chest towards where I want to aim, and then just going whoop like that, the finesse shot. Yep, parallel to it, and then just going for that R1 circle, and then Son will just go for that there. These footage here were before they nerfed the finesse shot plus originally, so do take that into account with these ones. But not that nerf, but also you're using Team of the Year Messi, which that doesn't matter for him. You know, he's almost in his own. So you see how here, this one's where I said slightly different, where you slightly turned in, like ever so slightly, you know, you're not fully parallel in line, but you can get the idea that I've just took one slight touch in and bang. And if we take attention to this, this is the same scenario where what I'm talking about is I've beat the midfield. I'm not going to hesitate here. He can't switch this defender quick enough, so I'm going to take one touch and I'm just going to bang it. Ooh. And again, it's not to say that this goes in with Messi. Like, I think it tests the goalkeeper for sure, like whether he just saves it or whether it goes from the corner. But it's also just to say to the opponent, you're not allowed to give me this room. What does that then mean next time you get here? He has to come and step up and be more aggressive and be more aware of it. What does that mean? This now passing to Ham means you have that little bit more space. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's about kind of showing your like your cards to the opponent, like showing your hand and going, this is what I've got in my arsenal, this is what I can do. You aren't allowed to just completely, you know, give me this, because if you do, I will punish you. And if they do it, fine, you can punish them every single time, score them goals, you know. That is a almost perfect example of let the opponent make the decision for you. You see how you run here with De Bruyne slightly? I can see you already thinking about going for the pass, right? But watch how he steps with that defender. So now that's one defender out of position. You play the ball here. You wait. That's him making a decision coming over right now. So now you go, thank you for making your decision. I'm now going to pass this back. Boom. Then you go make your decision. He makes his decision by just moving that player up, and you go, okay, I'll draw that through to there. That is what I'm talking about with let the opponent almost make the decision for you. All right. Yeah. Precision shooting. This is actually difficult because this is why pros don't run precision shooting, because you're going from facing here with a turn. You want to turn and then get that shot off quick. You've got to input there and then quickly snap your analog stick upwards, right, to get it. And that then just means you're increasing the chance of you putting it off target, because that quick snapping motion can be difficult to get right, which is what happens to you. Bang, you try to snap, you snap it just slightly too far. So just that little bit too far. What I would also say is, though, you actually don't necessarily need to go to the top side of the goal. You can take this touch now. You could finesse it round the goalkeeper. You could low driven it, or you could just rifle it in at the near post as well. All right.